Okay, so I am going to tell you guys how to make a pineapple plant. This is one that I did earlier before. It's rooting. It's got roots on it. The leaves do look like they're dying, but that does happen. I'll have to show you one that I did before this one so you can see what they look like. Anyway, so I started off, I cut off about an inch or so down from the top of the pineapple. It doesn't matter if the leaves are already starting to turn, but you want to get one that's nice and ripe. Anyway, you take the bottom. It's kind of a pain. You can either twist it if you can, or just pull the bottom off. Yeah. See, sometimes it doesn't work quite right. Pull that off. Pull it off. One second. And sometimes, or the last one, I kind of took a knife and just kind of cut a little bit of that off, the harder part off that didn't want to come off. So you end up with that. It kind of looks like that. Anyway, you start with your lower leaves and you just peel them off. Sometimes they don't want to come. You got to make them come. And that's kind of one reason why you want to have a knife here too, because sometimes you may have to do a little cutting. I'll pause this until I get these off. Okay, now that I got those little ones off, you can start with the next sleeves up. And these ones here come off really easy. And as you pull them off, I'll zoom in here in a second, or I'll get closer. You'll see these roots coming out right here. There's roots all off in these leaves. Peel back as far back up until you want to just peel back until the roots, you don't see any more roots coming out. But you want to peel back all the way up. Let me show you. See all these little things? These are all little roots. So just keep peeling back until you don't see any more roots coming out between the leaves. So you'll do that. Just keep going around in a circle and just peeling them off. And it doesn't matter if some of them break off, because there are plenty. There's plenty more where those come from. Just keep going around in a circle. Okay, I've peeled back all the way up. There's no more roots underneath the leaves. So here's all my roots. And then I will get a bowl ready, or a pot ready, and I'll show you what to do in a minute. Okay, now I got me a little bowl. This is just an old bowl that we have that I'd gotten from my grandmother that I was going to use for some pots and stuff for plants. But just make you a little hole in the middle. It doesn't even have to be very deep, not very big at all. Let me turn some more light on. Maybe that'll help. Alright, just a little hole in the middle is all you need. And I already got the soil in there. It's a little wet. You don't want it like soaking wet. I use the moisture control potting soil because it keeps it moist, but it doesn't let it doesn't dry out as much either. So anyway, you just take your plant, just push it down in there, and you can may need to make my hole a little deeper or bigger way around. Push it around in there, and you can just push the dirt up onto it. And that's all you need to do. When you water the plant, because it's going to take a little bit for it to get some good roots on it, and it's got to go through some stages. But anyway, it'll start out, all the leaves will start to die off. Don't worry, your plant is not dying. It is not rotting. That's just how it does. Let me see, like this one here is starting to die. And so what I do is just it'll start with the inside. Let me move it around. I'll just start with the inside, and I pull out the dead leaves. But when I pull out the dead leaves, let me see if I can get a couple more to come out. You can see way down off in there, I'm not sure how well, if you can see it very well, but there are some brand new leaves coming up. And that's what will be your new pineapple plant. I haven't tried pulling off some of these outside leaves, but I do work my way from the inside and go out. So, oh, what I said, when you water it, just put a little bit of water in the leaves, because that's how the pineapple plant waters itself. It absorbs the water through the leaves. So don't worry about watering the soil, just water the leaves, and the water will trickle down and go into the soil too. And so these are my two. I'm just starting this one. This is one I started about a month or so ago. This one here I'm just putting outside on the table, on my picnic table that I have out front. It's just a nice little spot for it. It gets good morning sun, and in the evening it has some nice shade. Alright, this is a plant that this was one of the first plants that I started. You see what I mean? How it has nice new leaves coming up right in here? And these are the older, deader ones that will come off. And I just peeled some off the other day. I'm not sure if I can get any more off. But you see, I don't know if you can see how it holds the water in the leaves. But these are all fresh, new, brand new leaves that come up. And the old ones, when they get dried up enough, you can just pull them off. And they just pull off real nice and easy. But this one here started, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. It takes a little bit for it to get going, but it's kind of a cool little plant. I'll show you my big one that I have in the backyard. This is the one that I have in my backyard. You can see all these brand new leaves on here. This is what it looks like now. Now, these right here, it was a big full plant when I bought it. I bought it from one of the nurseries in town. And I planted it in my backyard, and well, come to find out, rabbits like the leaves off of pineapple plants. So I ended up putting a little fence around it to keep the rabbits off of it, but all the leaves were chewed down to nothing. I mean, they were just gone. And now you can see how it reproduced nice, beautiful, beautiful leaves on it. And they're all starting to come back nice and pretty. And I'm not quite sure how it'll survive the winter up here. I live in North Dakota, so I'll probably be digging it back up, putting it in a pot, and bring it back in the house. And this is the one that I have in the little one that I was showing you on the counter. I just have it up on my kitchen windowsill with some other plants. My Wandering Jew. So they're fine wherever you sit them. They grow and they do really good. Thank you for watching my little YouTube video. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Oh, I will mention too that they will produce pineapples, but you have to place an apple or something with them and put a bag over it. And you do want to do that after a year. So it has to grow for a year to do that.